Okay, so today is part of our Kentucky Heritage Appalachian Week. We're going to make a dish that I eat at least probably, I don't know, two, three, four times a week, seem like it. And that is fried potatoes, or how I used to always call them, fried taters. You don't really need a whole lot of ingredients for it. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can make it. First thing you need, uh, zoom down here so you can kind of see, is you need some potatoes. Um, these are just scrubbed. You can also peel them. Growing up, we usually peeled them. You also need some oil, and you can use just vegetable oil, or you can use, if you like, olive oil. Okay. Also, we got some garlic powder here, and we'll put in them. Some rosemary, uh, some black pepper. Make sure y'all can see all this, and also got some salt. Okay, so potatoes, oil, garlic powder, rosemary, pepper, and salt. And those are some of the things I want to use. So the first step after you get your ingredients is to take the potatoes, and the way I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them into like 1/4 disc. Just cut them this way, I guess horizontal. Let me. There you go. Now you can see it. Just cut them like this. 1/4. One thing I need to mention is anytime you're using a knife or you're cooking or whatever, just make sure you're safe with that. Also, before you start, just make sure your workspace is clean and make sure you've washed your hands. So I'm just going to go through here and cut these into 1/4 slide disc, about 1/4 of an inch. Now, my mom used to make them, she used to skin them and she would cut them long ways. Okay, so there's different ways of doing this. So don't, if you like doing them that way, that's fine. Now that I got the potatoes sliced up, as you can see here, you'll want to add some oil, just enough to coat the bottom of it. You don't have to drown it in oil, but you want to add some oil to your pan. Move it around a little bit, let it kind of coat the pan. Then you want to put your potatoes in the pan. Just let them the best you can. And when you slice them, it's really important to make sure you kind of make them thin. Like I said, around 1/4 inch. If you make them too thick, you'll be cooking potatoes the rest of the evening. So you don't want to do that. So just make sure you kind of make them, thin. Okay, once you get them in the pan, you want to salt and pepper them. So just put some pepper, however much you want on it. You can also put some salt, and I just put it out in my hand a little bit. Just kind of sprinkle it around. And then another thing that helps potatoes a lot is if you have um, rosemary. So I'm adding some rosemary to it also. It's got a little grinder here is what I'm using. Not too much of rosemary because it's pretty stout usually. And the last thing you can put on it a little bit is you can put some garlic powder. And so what you're going to do is you're going to cook. Right here I'm starting to fry a little bit. You want to cook for about 4 or 5 minutes until it's golden brown, and just flip them and cook them another 4 or 5 minutes. Also, cook them over medium high heat. Okay, so they've been cooking for about 4 or 5 minutes. You can go ahead and start turning them. Be careful when you turn them because they do tend to pop. So just go ahead and turn them over. You see the grease popping, so again, just be careful about that. Okay, after about 4 or 5 more minutes, you can flip them over again. And what I would do at this point is I would put a little bit more garlic powder on them, or whatever else you want on them. And then let them cook for about 2 or 3 more minutes, and then they'll be done. And so that's fried taters, a really simple recipe. Again, something you see people still eat a lot in Appalachia, Kentucky. So I hope everybody has a good day. Thank you. Bye.